Hello everyone. Today we'll be reading our first story in the reading workshop, and the title of our story is called Prairie Guard Dogs. Okay? A prairie guard dog, as you see here, doesn't look like a dog. It's another animals that live in a prairie, okay? What is a prairie? A prairie is a landform that has a lot of grass. Okay? And so it's like a plain but has a lot of dry grass. All right? Okay. So let's start reading A Prairie Guard Dog. I am on a journey. My trip is through a prairie. It is in the outdoor world called nature. Many animals live in a prairie habitat. This place has what prairie dogs need to survive. A prairie has a lot of grasses but few trees. Without places to hide, a prairie can be dangerous for some animals. So as we said that a prairie is a landform and that looks like a plain but has a lot of grass. Okay, as you see in the photo, that the prairie has a lot of dry grass. Okay, and this is the habitat of the prairie dog. Okay, and as we said before, a habitat is the place where animal lives in nature. Okay, and the person that is telling us the story is going on a trip to the prairie, and there that person found prairie dogs, and he will tell us, or this person, the narrator, will tell us what he saw and what did he learn about the prairie dogs and how they live and survive in their habitat. Okay, so this is what we read so far in the first paragraph. We learned that this person or the narrator is going on a trip or a journey to the prairie. Okay, and he's going to see or learn about prairie dogs that live in the. Okay, let's start reading. Good morning. It is early in the morning. First, I see a prairie dog. I name him Pete. He peeks his head out of his burrow underground. He looks around. Then Pete calls loudly to his family. Yip! He lets them know it is safe to come out. Soon, 4 prairie dogs come out. Okay, so it's early, very early in the morning, and he sees a prairie dog peek out of its burrow. Okay, we took before in the story about the desert that a burrow is when an animal digs a hole underground and like he digs a big hole under the ground to stay in. In the desert, the desert tortoise used to dig a burrow in underground to keep itself cool from the heat of the desert. Okay, and here the prairie dogs is looking out of his burrow to see if it's safe or if it's dangerous. So as soon as he peeks or takes a look outside of his burrow, he starts to call to his family. What does it say? It says yip. When he says yip, he tells his family that it's safe outside and it's safe for them to come out of their burrow. So what happens? 4 other prairie dogs come out. Okay, at the bottom here you see there's a real picture or a real photo of prairie dogs, and there's a caption. It says prairie dogs build underground burrows to keep themselves safe from predators. Okay, so this is the caption. A caption is a sentence that gives you more details about the topic of the story. Okay, it tells you here that prairie dogs, they build underground burrows to keep themselves safe from predators. Predators are other animals that come to hunt them so they can eat them. Okay, on page 136, Pete is the guard and he is restless. He cannot rest because he is always looking around for danger. This allows the other prairie dogs to safely munch on grasses and seeds. They can all groom each other or work on their burrow. Yap, yap. Okay, so as we said in the beginning of the story, that a prairie dog that the narrator named Pete takes a look out of the burrow to see if the coast is clear, if outside is clear for all the other prairie dogs to come out. So what is Pete's job? He is the guard, and he is restless. So what does the guard do? The guard is always in charge of looking out to see if it's safe for the other family members to come out or not. And he is restless. The word restless means that he cannot stay quiet or stay still. He's always moving. And what is the guard's job? He looks around for danger. And what do the other prairie dogs do? They either go out and eat. What do they eat? They munch. Munch means to feed or eat on grasses and seeds. Okay, so the guard comes out to make sure that everything is safe. He makes a sound and shouts "yip," so the other prairie dogs can come out and feed themselves. Okay, what do the other prairie dogs do? They groom each other or work on their burrow. Okay, so prairie dogs, we have a guard who checks if everything is safe. We have the other prairie dogs who come out to eat, and then we have prairie dogs that groom each other. They clean each other's bodies by picking out bugs or to keep the fur clean, while the others work on their burrow. The other ones stay under the ground and start digging their underground burrow. Okay, it says here, this is a photo and this is a caption. Prairie dogs can make 11 different sounds to communicate with each other. So prairie dogs can say 11 sounds. This is what they use to communicate. Communicate means to send each other. This is how they talk to each other, or how they tell each other things by making 11 different sounds. On page 137, a scare. Oh no! Pete spies a large badger. When he sees it, he gives a large bark. Yap, yap! His family recognizes the warning. Some hide in tall grasses and some jump into the burrow. Okay, so remember, Pete is the guard. He's always in charge of looking for danger. When Pete spies or sees a large badger, this is a picture of a badger. Okay, a badger is an animal that looks like this. Okay, as soon as he sees this, he knows that the badger is a predator and can attack them. Okay, and try to catch them. What does Pete do? He starts making another sound. Okay, so yip yip means it's safe, come out. But yap yap means there's danger. His family recognizes the warning. So his family knows that yap yap means there's danger. What do? Some hide in the tall grasses and some jump into the burrow. Some they hide in the tall grasses and the other one jump into the underground burrow. The badger runs at Pete, but the watchful guard is able to escape into the burrow. Okay, so the badger sees Pete because he's the guard and he runs to him, but Pete is watchful. He knows how to be careful and he escapes. He runs away from the badger. I am glad he's able to get away from danger. After a few minutes, Pete peeks his head out again and he's back on his job. Okay, so Pete, as soon as he sees this badger coming towards him, he runs and jumps into the burrow and keeps himself safe. After a few minutes, he looks outside again from the underground burrow and to see if it's safe for him to come out and to continue doing his job. As we said here, this is a picture or a photo of the badger. It says here, badgers live on prairies and hunt prairie dogs. So this is an animal that also live in the prairies. And what do? They hunt on prairie dogs. Okay, break time. The sun gets higher and it's hot now. The prairie dogs slip into their deep burrow where it's cooler. Even Pete goes in. Tunnels like hallways lead to different areas. There is a sleeping room. There is a room used like a bathroom. The prairie dogs cover up roots and seeds in one room. Later, they eat the buried food there. Okay, so here it's a picture that shows you what it looks underground in the burrow that they work on. Okay, so on top here, this is the guard. Okay, so the guard is usually on top to make sure that it's safe and there's no danger. But the ones that stay underground, they eat or they work in the burrow. Okay, what's in the underground burrow? There's a room for sleeping. There's another one that be used in the bathroom, and there's another one where they bury. They put the food, the roots, such as the roots and the seeds that they collect, and they put it in one room. So one room they put the roots and the seeds that they collect. The other one is used as a bedroom, and another one is used for as a bathroom. Okay, and sometimes all of them go underground so they keep their bodies cool, especially when the sun is up and the prairie is very hot. So to keep their bodies cool, they go underground to keep themselves cool. Okay, it says second shift. I keep watching the burrow. Finally, the sun begins to set, and a different prairie dog peeks its head out. I name him Gary. Pete must be off duty. Yip, Gary calls. The other prairie dogs come back out. The prairie dogs eat and play until the moon is high in the sky. Then they go to sleep in their burrow. I wonder if Pete will be back on duty. I will see in the morning. Okay? So here, when the sun starts to go away, or the sun starts to set, the narrator sees that another prairie dog comes out, and Pete is not standing outside anymore. So Pete, okay, so they do like different shifts. They have a time for each prairie dog to rest and another one to watch. So here, Pete should go and take his rest, go inside his his burrow to rest and eat, while another one comes out and it's his job to be the guard. Okay, that's when the sun starts to set or to go away. So what did the narrator name the second one? He named him Gary. So what does Gary do? The same job. He's also the guard and makes sure that it's safe for the prairie dogs to come out or if there's danger. The prairie dogs eat and play until the moon is high in the sky. So when it's safe, they come out, they play and eat until the moon is high in the sky. When it's completely dark, they start to go back inside. What do they do when they go back inside? They sleep in their burrow, and the next day they continue to do their job. Okay? It says here, what are two features of prairie dog's habitat? Okay, what are two features means what are two details or what are two things do you know about the prairie dog's habitat, their homes? Okay, the prairie dogs live in the prairies. What else can a prairie has? Tall is a place that has plenty of grass. And what else can we say about their habitat? They dig underground burrows where they stay and keep their body cool. They have underground rooms for sleeping and collecting food. Okay, these are all features or details about prairie dog's habitat. Okay, as you see here, it says, what animal did the prairie dog remind you of? Here it's called the prairie dogs. But do they look like dogs? No. They look like from the rodent family, like chipmunks or squirrels or even rats, okay? So they're not real, they don't look like dogs. They're more from the chipmunk or from the squirrel family. Okay? As you see, as we said here, that the genre of the story is a narrative nonfiction. So a narrative nonfiction, narrative means that the story is told by a narrator, a person who saw this and is telling us the story. What else? Nonfiction means that the story tells about real things or people or places. So it says here, a narrative nonfiction tells about living things, people, or events. All right? And what else? It's also told by a narrator and has a sequence. Okay? Sequence, as we said, it has a beginning, middle, and end. Okay? What else? What other features that we will see in a narrative nonfiction? We see that a narrative nonfiction has a heading. A heading is like a small title before the paragraph to give you an idea what this paragraph will discuss or tell you about. Okay, it also has something called bold print. Bold print means some words in the paragraph are darker. The printing is darker than the other. This shows you that they are important words. Okay? What else? I want you guys to, this week we'll be talking about the main topic and the key details. Okay? The main topic means, what is this whole story about? We just read a story about prairie dogs. So what is the main topic means, what is this whole story about? The topic means, again, what is the story or the text about? The main topic would be prairie dogs. Correct? It says here, and here we will write below it, key details. Key details are information from the story that tells you more about the main topic. Like, for example, it says here, a prairie dog acts as a guard. Okay? What else? What else? What other important details did the story give us? We learned also that prairie dogs act as guards. They live in a prairie that has plenty of grass. We can also write they dig underground burrows where they have different rooms for sleeping and to be used as a bathroom or to store food. Correct? We can also say that prairie dogs like, how can I say it? An important detail such as, so a prairie dog acts as a guard. A prairie dog warns. We can also say when the guard sees danger, it makes a sound that the other family members recognize. We can say, it says the prairie dog makes a yap, says yap, which means there's danger. Or you can also say it makes sounds to tell the other families to come out when it's safe, so they can feed and groom each other. They can feed on grass and groom each other. Okay, we can add more than one key detail, but the key detail tells you important things that support the main topic. Okay, so the key details there's only one topic, which in every story, and the key details tells you more or gives you more details about the topic, which is prairie dogs. Okay, and we said the genre, and that's it for today.